This episode is sponsored by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro for free at RamseySolutions.com/invest. You're listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires, where we talk investing, retirement, building wealth, and outrageous generosity.
John, in quotes, that's not his real name, in other words, from Louisville, Kentucky, not his real place, in quotes. Big secret call coming in. So, John, what's your question?
Yes, sir. Well, about 2 years ago, I won one of those multi-state lottery drawings with a group of coworkers, and I haven't told anyone besides my wife and besides one sibling. No one knows. And
how much?
My question for you, after taxes, it was about $22 million.
Holy crap!
Wow!
Holy crap is the understatement of the century. Yeah.
How old are you?
It was a lot. I'm edging up on about 50 years old.
Okay.
Okay.
So you haven't told anyone, and I've got some guesses, but why?
Well, the first thing I did when I found out that I won was research. And it said, that you read all those 1 in 5 people lose their lottery winnings or go bankrupt within 10 years. And one of the things they all said was, you tell too many people and you get too many people at your door asking for this, that, and the other thing, asking for handouts and expecting you to pay for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife and I made a conscious decision just to kind of keep it under wraps.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of, we've kept keeping it under wraps. We haven't even told our 2 teenage children.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know that sounds strange, but we just don't want them to grow up to be waiters, waiting for us to die so they can get our money.
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Dad's been eating a little rat poison lately.
I'll spend the rest of the day imagining I'm you, because this sounds just like a fun thing to think about. I don't think I would tell my teenage kids either.
No, I'm okay with that.
No, I want them to go figure out what they want to do in life and get going
go
on
be
the track,
somebody.
and then I'll let them know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep it from them forever, but our parents and stuff, we haven't told any of them. We had another incident about a month after we won the lottery incident. I don't want to call it. My wife's great uncle passed away shortly thereafter, and he didn't have any kids and he was never married, and he left most of his inheritance to my wife and her siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been able to use that as like our cover story for when we help people. Like I bought my mom a roof. I know, really, really nice of me.
Yeah.
But when she says, "How can you afford this?" I just say, "Oh, it's great, Uncle Bob's money, Mom. He wanted us to do this." Or whatever.
Uncle Bob's money's at least 2x'd now. That's great. Yeah.
Oh,
and you can
Bob's
get have you got a decent car?
You're going to love me, Dave. My house was paid off before I won this.
Yeah.
My wife and I really have no desire to move.
Good.
We had just paid cash for 2 Toyotas before we won this, and we still have them. We're not looking to upgrade to anything because they're perfectly fine cars. So
okay.
We Are you
still working?
I'm not.
Are you still working?
I am still working.
Do you
Isn't
hate
that
it?
ridiculous?
No, it's not.
No, actually, that's why I'm there, because I kind of like my job.
Okay.
Good for you.
I think you should keep working. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to make you a better employee, because when your boss comes in.
Have you gotten some great investment advice?
I have, yes.
Good. Okay.
I have a team, as you can imagine.
Okay.
with this,
you
with
need
this
a
amount of
team.
money.
You need a team. Yeah.
So it's not a huge team. It's a group, and they're doing well. So
doing a
far.
good job. Good. Okay.
So,
I like everything you're doing. And it's not anyone else's business.
Right. That's what I hope.
And I don't think you're being like a hermit in a cave weird, Unabomber weird, or something like that.
Right.
I think you're just being wise, because what you've discerned is that some of the people in your life could not handle the equation.
Correct. That is a very good assumption on your part.
Yeah. And so you're doing them a favor by not putting the strain on them, including teenagers. Mm-hmm. So the only thing I can get close to is that by the time my kids were teenagers, we had begun building substantial wealth. Mm-hmm. We had recovered from the bankruptcy. Rachel was born. So by the time Rachel's 16, it's 17 years since the bankruptcy, and we had, I was a multi-millionaire again, okay? We could buy whatever car we wanted to buy. We could go on whatever vacation we wanted to go on, and it wouldn't affect us. We had good money, okay? But the kids had no idea. And our kids had a double problem. One is their dad's in the spotlight, and everybody knows us, right? Because we're known in the community, and talks about money, no duh. And if they had that and they knew that we had millions of dollars as a teenager, I don't think they could have processed it. So they did not know. They knew we were okay with money. They knew we lived the principles that we teach, and we made them live the principles that we teach. But they did not know X number of dollars was the net worth, right? I only disclosed that to them after they graduated from college, and I involved their spouses because by that time, 2 of them were married. And so I sat down with 3 of my kids and 2 spouses, 5 of them, and we started unpacking what our estate plan looks like because they're adults at that point. And I told them up front, I said, listen, here's the deal. We don't own anything at our house. We're people of faith. So God owns a bunch of stuff. He's asked us to manage more than you know. And you're getting ready to know now. And you get to decide how you're going to react to that. Are you going to react and continue to be productive and generous people? Or are you going to be, and using your words, and I'll never forget it, a waiter, right? Because if you're a waiter, you're not going to get access to any of this. We're going to take it away from you. Because God wants you to be productive. He wants you to be whole. He wants you to be excellent in the marketplace. And he doesn't want this to destroy you. He wants you to have the opportunity to serve a lot of people with this wealth, including my grandkids to come. And so as for me and my house, we serve the Lord. And it's not our money. It's his. We're managing it for him. And someday you will take over the management, but you will not become the owner. If you think you're the owner, you won't get to take over the management. And that's how I unpacked it. And then when I unpacked it, I was really pleased that they weren't freaks. And they've continued to live really good adult lives. And it's not ruined them that their dad has, dad and mom have a bunch of money that they manage, so all that. So I think you could start to build some lessons into your teenagers now so that in 5 years when you have that conversation, they're ready to shoulder the weight of it. What do you think, John?
All right.
Yeah, I think you can live by example, and I think you have a pretty remarkable opportunity to take your kids out when y'all are taking them out to dinner and noticing a waiter that's struggling and call the waiter over and be really kind, and then show your kids, let's leave a huge tip. You want to do that? And it might be $100, which is nothing of what you got in the bank, but it's going to be $1 million to a teenager, right? And you can slowly plant the seeds of this is what generosity looks like. And when it's kind of like those movies, you get to the end and it like The Sixth Sense, right? And it goes, doo, doo, and you realize, oh no, I missed the whole story. And now I have the whole story. One day when you sit down and say, hey, I'm, that school that I paid for, and you and your wife are about to buy a house, I'm going to pay for your mortgage. And here's actually what we're sitting on. And I'm honored by who you have become. They're going to go, oh man, I picked up all these lessons from my mom and my dad. They're also going to learn that money isn't your identity. Your identity isn't being a great dad. It's a guy who still got up and went to work. It's a guy who still kept the same Toyota that he'd already paid with cash before. You're doing everything so right.
It's so healthy.
It's amazing.
So healthy.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Good for you.
If you were hiding this because you were freaking and you were weird, I would call you out on it.
You're wise.
I think in this case you're wise.
My sister called me the other day and said, what was your big splurge? And my answer was patio furniture. I'm not a big flashy guy. I don't.
Well, I think you need to increase gradually the enjoyment of this money.
Yeah.
Not in the name of the secret, not in the name of exposing the secret, but you need to increase the enjoyment and you need to increase your generosity factor systematically. You need to say, all right, this year we're going to spend $400,000 on this or that.
Create some neat memories with your kids.
Yeah, do some things intentionally with this without just kind of rolling up an extra $1 million into the budget this year. You don't have to do that, although you've got it. But yeah, wow.
Congratulations, brother.
It's a very good, healthy view.
Thanks for tuning in to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires. To learn more about investing, visit RamseySolutions.com/investing or click the link in the show notes. Ramsey Solutions is a paid non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.